Chapter 6, The Maze. Back at the cafe, Samity paced back and forth. A dark-haired, slightly spiky-haired man then came into the back room where Samity was. "Did you deliver the spiders to Bond and his cohort?" "Yes, sir, but they seem to have been destroyed. The spiders, the tarantulas." Samity looked back at the man and slammed down a cane he was holding. He walked up to the man and got right in his face. Reaching into his pocket, he pulled out the deck of cards once again. He shuffled them and then pulled out a top card and laid it face up on a table. It showed a dancing gesture and had the word Fool written beneath it. "It seems the cards show your true being." Samity then snapped his fingers and 3 other men came in. 2 of them took the dark-haired man out a back door. The man screamed as the door opened, and all that could be seen was an orange light flashing against the open back door. Samity smiled and slowly began to laugh once again. The 3rd man who came in, with the first 2, then stepped into view. He was a tall man in normal clothing and had a black skin-tight mask over his head, with a pair of glasses on the outside. "No Name, deliver this to our secret friends. Let's raise their fear." No Name, as he was called, took a note from Samity's hand and walked slowly out the door. Samity then ran over to a skull that was sitting on a shelf. He pressed down on one of the bottom teeth, and the eyes lit up. He then moved closer to it. "Point 2 to point 1. How is the preparation coming?" At the power plant in Newington, the man with the handlebar mustache picked up a radio. "If I give it any more power, I say the pipes would crack. I converted the formula into a fog liquid, and the deliveries are going out as we speak." "Beautiful, thank you. This is going to be a beautiful day." Samity then rang a bell and Melissa walked in, looking behind to see No Name leaving. "Why do you call him No Name?" "I can see you're coming to your senses. Allow me to show you." Samity brought Melissa over to No Name just as he was about to leave. Samity tapped him on the shoulder and motioned him to take off his mask. "Ask him, my dear." "Look, your game won't go on much longer. I think I know what's going on here. There's a spy duo after you. As Melissa spoke and waited for a name, No Name had removed his mask and glasses, and Melissa shrieked. He then grabbed her, and Samity gave her another dose of his formula. "You will see them again," he whispered. He laughed once more, and No Name made his way to Bond and Double O Sleddy's room and knocked on the door, leaving the note. Double O Sleddy opened the door and looked right and left. He soon saw the note and closed the door. "Hey James, it looks like we've been invited to that haunted house, and it appears the attire possibly is right up your alley." Bond walked into the common area of the room and read the note. It stated that a Halloween party was going on, and the entry was free of charge for them. Costumes are welcomed. Fancy dress is optional. Compliments of Felix Leiter. "Well, it appears that Felix has forgiven us." "Us? May I remind you that you were the one who was driving? I was just along for the ride." "Yes, well, at least you were wearing your seatbelt." "Yeah, I'd like to belt you." Bond raised an eyebrow to Double O Sleddy's statement, and then returned to his room to get changed. Double O Sleddy did the same. The two searched for something to wear, eventually coming out in their tuxedos. They both raised an eyebrow at each other, and made their way to the festivities. The music was louder than before, and bands were playing in the distance. Decorations spread through many corners of the campus. Multiple people were dressed, and Bond would turn his head back to any female wearing a rather attractive and sexy costume. "James, I don't blame you, and frankly I'm looking too, but do you mind?" Bond smiled at his partner and continued on. Sweet butler outfits, dudes," one student said, passing by. "All right, Carson and Andy, right on, Downton Abbey," another student said. "Well, happy to see that at least one person has some culture around here," Double O Sleddy said. As they made their way to the center of the campus, Bond and Double O Sleddy could see a makeshift haunted house on the student center lawn. A lengthy line was formed outside. Double O Sleddy started to walk away, dragging Bond with him, until a voice called out, "Hey, still drinking apple cider, Daniel?" Double O Sleddy turned around and saw Melissa standing in the line. Well, Melissa, what are you doing here?" "Engaging in the Halloween activities, of course." "I never expected you to be interested in this type of event," Bond chimed in. "There's a lot about me you don't know, Mr. Bond." Bond and Double O Sleddy looked at each other and then back at Melissa. "So are you two going in? You seem to be into all this Halloween stuff, Daniel." "Oh, I don't think so. I can't speak for James, but I think I'll pass." Come now, Daniel. Like I said, I'll hold your hand if you want," Bond suggested. "Ugh, no. If I'm holding anyone's hand, it'll be Melissa's." Would it be because of fear or something else? Is it that obvious? After about 2 minutes of silence, Double O Sleddy reluctantly agreed to get in line, and Bond followed. Melissa saved spots for them, and the spies made their way through the line to her. The house itself was made from what seemed to be giant black trash bags or tarps. A giant truck sat behind. The line moved fairly quickly, and soon it was Melissa, Double O Sleddy, and Bond's turn. They went through a pair of flaps, and the darkness soon surrounded them. There were strobe lights, sections of blacklight, animatronics, and multiple scare actors. "Do you think this is anything like Scaramanga's Funhouse, James?" Double O Sleddy said, shouting. "No, but I believe my performance in that film was scarier than the Funhouse itself." The three turned a corner, and all the lights went out. A strobe light then flipped on, and fog machines started to blow a thick cloud towards them. Bond and Double O Sleddy had lost sight of Melissa, and scare actors started to surround them. From the fog, Double O Sleddy could faintly see a figure. He thought he recognized the figure, and then the figure started to reach for him and Bond. "Help me," the figure called out, and then vanished. Hannah? Suddenly, actors burst out of a hidden door in the back of the maze and dragged Bond and Double O Sleddy out and brought them to the truck. The door opened and Melissa was standing inside, showing no emotion. The spies were thrown into the truck and the door slammed down. Baron Samedi stood behind the truck in his half-painted skeleton getup with his top hat and white tails. He played his flute one more time and the truck left. He then pointed to a sound man standing near the entrance of the house, and drums began to play. Samedi then began to run towards the people in the line and laugh in their faces. After going down the line, he ran to the passing truck and climbed onto the back, laughing away. Near the end of the line stood the girl who tried to choke Double O Sleddy before. She squinted her eyes and then soon left the line.